I don't think your average American that fills their prescriptions at CVS or wherever has any idea the complexity around the business. The entire healthcare is extraordinarily broken, as you kind of started off with. And so what was specifically attractive? Why did you think there was a specific opportunity around the pharmacy industry when you could probably, if you put your brains to it, you could probably fix any segment of healthcare?
Well, about that, but the thought process was drugs are not, pills are not expensive to inventory. And so for us to be able to, have an environment where you're not keeping hundreds of millions of dollars worth of inventory, that was very attractive. And they're small, so you can move them very quickly. They don't take long to make most often. And so, that's what opened that door.
Love it. Okay, so for the complete novice, let's take a step back. The pharmacy industry. I don't think your average American that fills their prescriptions at CVS or wherever has any idea the complexity around the business. And so if you don't mind, let's take a giant step back and walk us through the various players from the manufacturer to the patient taking that pill. Who is in the mix?
Depends on what direction you want to go, right? So there's a manufacturer, there's somebody who created a medication, right? So there's a pharmaceutical company who developed a drug. It goes through a long trial process, and then it gets approved by the FDA. And then either that company sells it to somebody else to market and sell, or they manufacture it and market and sell it themselves. So, I mean, all the brand drugs that you see, Eliquis, that are still under patent are examples. And then there are examples of drugs that went off a patent, and become what they call generics. And the generics really are where we've started, because there's usually multiple manufacturers for each of those medications. And so we can, as we grow and we get more heft and more negotiating leverage, we can continue to push our pricing down and pass that on to consumers. On the brand drugs, it's a little bit different in that typically it's insurance that's paying for them because they're more expensive because they're still under patent. And then it gets a lot more convoluted. And so really, the manufacturer manufactures them, they ship them to the pharmacy, you go get them, but then there's so many other little things that complicate it, to the point that if you ask a pharmacist what this brand medication is going to cost, they probably don't know until you give them your insurance card. And even then they don't know until it shows up on their terminal. And so it's just, it's completely opaque, so that insurance companies don't always know what they're paying. Companies don't know what they're paying for the medications that their employees have to get. And the patients don't know, all they know is what their copay is. And so it would take days for me to try to, delineate all that in detail for anybody. And this industry has more acronyms than any industry I've ever dealt with. There are just so many ridiculous acronyms. I can't even, it's like I almost need a cheat sheet to keep up with them. And that's all the more reason why, we think we're going to have an impact, because there is an unlimited need for transparency, and we're starting to push the entire industry in that direction.